How's it going, everybody? As always, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It helps out, means a ton. You guys get plenty of fun stuff. So yes, today we are finally talking about the curse speech that belongs to none other than the Inumaki family. And yeah, this is a kind of deadly technique, not only to the people you use it on, but also to yourself. And yes, it's kind of what you think it is by the name curse speech. You imbue curses into your speech, so your words have literal actions on other people. They can force people to perform certain actions or force certain actions to be performed upon that person. So we've seen Toge use this to put somebody to sleep by just saying, go to sleep. Take a nap now. That's just how it works. We also saw him tell Hanami the curse technique of earth, flowers, stuff, I don't know. Told him to blast away. I wonder, can Inumaki say, do a Team Rocket? I'm just saying, I don't know if jokes work. Like, does the universe understand a pop culture joke when you use curse speech? Another question, what happens if Inumaki tells somebody to go themselves? What happens? These are a lot of questions that can start rolling around in your mind when you really start thinking about curse speech. But now getting past the funnies, well, funnies for a child, like myself. The markings we see on the sides of Toge's mouth and on his tongue are necessary to perform curse speech. You can't just learn the technique and just perform it willy-nilly. You do need these markings, these curse tools. I just call them markings, but I think they are technically classified as curse tools. We have also seen Yuta Akotsu perform the curse speech because he can copy curse techniques, but he needed a microphone with these same markings on it. Now, with that being said, you have to be able to copy the technique itself. You can't just talk into a microphone with these markings on them and it has the same effect. He is actually imbuing curse energy into his speech the proper way and then getting funneled through the curse tool that is these markings. It allows the speech to actually have the power imbued into it. You have to have both, the curse technique and the markings. Kind of a two-step process here to actually activate it. But once it is activated, it is extremely powerful, and that's why Toge tends to talk only in ingredients. Salmon roe, other things like this. This is because if he slips up during normal conversation, just talking to one of his friends, you don't know what's going to happen. Depends on any kind of things you could say, and a lot of different effects could occur. Now, this isn't the only side effect to using curse speech. The other side effect is the more powerful the command, the bigger toll it takes on you physically. So he can start to cough up blood, get a sore throat. I think we might consider it more than a sore throat if you're literally coughing up blood and can't even talk anymore. Your throat kind of basically gets ripped apart by using curse speech too much and using too powerful of commands. Another thing that will determine the power of the curse speech is obviously the skill of the user. Just because you can say blast away doesn't mean that's as powerful as it will ever get. 12-year-old Inumaki saying blast away compared to, let's just say, Inumaki at age 20. Him saying blast away at both those ages will not have the same effect. Him at age 20, it will blast you much further away with much more power than it did at age 12. So the strength of the command and the skill of the user both go into how powerful it is. Inumaki at age 12 saying blast away might be stronger than Inumaki at age 20 saying fall back or push back, whatever, however you want to phrase it. I don't know. I'm not a curse speech user. I don't know the proper phrases. But yeah, this blast away and getting pushed back are two different magnitudes. But the skill of 20-year-old Inumaki might make up for a decent chunk of that gap. Things like that. And if you get strong enough like that, you can use easier terms that don't have as much power behind them, but your skill boosting the power up means you can have the same effect as you would have with getting less repercussions on your throat. Going back to the repercussions on the throat real quick, he drinks a lot of cough medicine and cough syrup to soothe his throat. It's kind of just a technological remedy that just happens to help with this technique. Can you imagine, like, the oldest person in the family being like 95 when cough syrup is invented? And they're like, hey, great great grandpa, look what they made. This is so useful. And he's like, I didn't get to use that for 95 years. I hate all of you. Life is unfair. I'm gonna die with regrets. That's for sure. Like, people back in the day using curse speech, by the time they were old, their throats had to be destroyed. If they could even talk at all in whatever code they were talking. Obviously, he wouldn't be saying that because he'd be wrecking people. But yeah, like, your throat just had to be gone. Now it's like, oh yeah, now you young kids get cough syrup. You don't know what it's like to really use curse speech, okay? We didn't have cough syrup back in my day. Like, but with this being said, I think we've kind of covered the majority of curse speech. It's not super intricate, super in-depth. It just has a few physical repercussions if you use it too much or too heavily. It has a few different determining factors on how strong it is, being your skill and the exact command you give. And it has kind of a two-step process to activate it. You have to funnel the cursed energy into your words properly to use the technique, and you also need the markings that are seen on Inumaki's sides of his mouth and on his tongue. Outside of that, not a whole lot to it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys had a little bit of fun. This is one I wanted to talk and make a little bit more jokes with, because you can think of some funny stuff with this one from time to time. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.